Hi class, we're going to look at using Revel, our content management delivery system for this semester. I'm looking at our Canvas course, and in our Canvas course there are several different ways we can access our Revel content. I'm going to choose Pearson Revel over here on the side, and I should be greeted with a link to our Revel course. Now, you may have to enter a Pearson account or create an account to link to your Canvas account, but this should already be taken care of through the auto content program at OTC. So everything should already be in place for you to have access to this. Now, once you are here and you're looking at assignments, I'm going to look at student view. Hope that I'm looking at the same thing as you. In Revel, you're going to see assignments are all created based on their due date. So you'll see that for this first week, we have one assignment that's due September 1st. The second week has two, the 7th and the 8th. And that is simply because there's a limit to how many items can be added to one Revel assignment. So I couldn't put all of the stuff for that week in one, so they had to split them into two, so that's okay. Shouldn't affect you much. Now, Revel is available for your mobile device, however you want to do it. I'm going to click this September 1st assignment, and it's going to take us straight in to the content pretty much being our textbook and other things. Now, as you step through, it's going to give you some really helpful information. All of this content background information is very beneficial for you. Our book is very comprehensive, and it will teach you many, many wonderful things about Java. And the more you take advantage of the content, the more you will be able to learn. Now, here I am at the video note quick reference guide. I'll show you how to access this again if you need to. But at this point, in scanning through the intro material, this is a list of all of the different Revel videos that are preloaded in the content. So if you're looking for something, you might be able to find a video here. You're going to see your first Java program compiling and running, using NetBeans, using Eclipse. Some of these things will be a little bit different than what I present to you. Either one should be acceptable. I begin then with Chapter 1 content and see that I'm going to have objectives here for my first chapter. Reading content. One of those intentionally, whoops, nope, it wasn't. I thought it was an intentionally left blank page. It was not. Now, every once in a while, there are some graphics. Do read through all of the material. You know, the blue items are links, so it will take you to that exact figure, which just happens to be right here on this page. Now, we're looking at material that has to do with converting from decimal to binary. There is some additional content loaded to Canvas for you for that. If it's something that you need a little bit more practice on, please take a look at that. And as we go through, we'll continue looking at the content, just the way it's presented to us in Revel. We see we have links to many different things. Now here's our programming exercise. This one is actually assigned and it is due September 1st. So this is your points material for this first week. So we will come back to this because I want to show you how to get back to it. So I could just continue clicking next through the different pieces of material that are available to me. But let's look around in Revel a little bit before we do that. In the Revel menu, I can use the assignments link to return back to a list of the assignments that are available. This list that has this terraced view. If it's available to you as a student, I apologize, things are a little bit different to you than they are to me. It gives you a nice table of contents view. Now, the next thing on your Revel menu is performance, which will show you what your grades and scores are. Highlights and notes, where you can highlight content and take notes about it. The table of contents will take you into the entire textbook. The textbook is presented with the same kind of additional information as the assignment content. So you can go through it either way. Let's take a look. Here's a case study for chapter 2. And in this case study, I have some sample Java code. I can run an animation to step me through this code, showing me step by step what's happening. I can back up in the code. So definitely, like I say, use this content for your benefit. This is for you to learn, in whatever way suits you best. But it is here, and it is really good, and it's kind of buried in this, not so glitzy or glam kind of text, but the content itself is pretty glamorous. So do look, how things can be hidden. Now again, that was the table of contents. Just takes me to the entire textbook's table of contents. We of course won't be covering all of these chapters this semester. We'll be focused in on a few chapters that you can see if you look at the scope and sequence that's provided to you in Canvas. Now the last link on my Revel menu is a glossary. And a glossary is just a list of terms. So this can be very, very helpful if you're running into something that you don't know the meaning of. It could be defined in the glossary, and it can help you figure things out. Sometimes when you're reading, you need to spend as much time looking up new terms as you do reading, and that can be part of learning. So it's exciting when we run into material that gives us that many new things. All right, what else do we have in our Pearson content? You can use the help system to look at things, get further help on individual items that you're looking at. So, just great stuff. Now, again, looking at the student view, you should see upcoming assignments. These are pretty much just already set up according to the scope and sequence document from beginning to the end of the semester. In Revel, some other things that are available to you, besides using this menu here to access the table of contents, you can use this contents link to get a more graphical view of the table of contents. You have an optional notebook so that you can add notes. This is very beneficial. You can view your scores on the material that involves scores, and you can use this study material to look at the assignments again in another way. So lots of different ways for you to view the content. Close out of it. So if I look at our modules in Canvas, oops, let me make sure I'm in the student view. When you look at your modules, of course, you see our syllabus and those scope and sequence documents that gives you a list of when we'll be working on different assignments and objectives. Now, in our setup module, we'll see instructions for not only this video, how to use Revel, but using Zoom and Discord and how to get your software installed and all those kinds of important things. When you get into our individual weeks, each week will have an introductory overview that's really important to look at. It tells you what units we'll be working on, other kinds of required reading that you might have. Then you'll have the PowerPoint presentation from the Revel text, any sort of additional info. This week we have some videos on how to work with the Java calendar and some other general items that are helpful and beneficial for you as a beginning developer. We have some introductory videos from the instructor, our Revel assignment for September 1st that we'd already kind of seen as we were doing through Revel, and our weekly quiz. Now the weekly quizzes should be considered open book quizzes. Take a look, kind of use them to study. You can take them multiple times, use them how it works best for you to really absorb that material and retain it. These quizzes are kind of study material preparing you for the unit exams. Unit exams are a closed book, but they are open note for you to use with your collaborative notes created with your study group. They are not open notes for you to use with your own notes, only your collaborative notes. Now, at the end of each week, there is a summary to kind of make sure that you've gotten everything taken care of. Now, I said we go back to that assignment in Revel. Let's do it. I'm going to click on the September 1st assignment. And please report any sort of issues that you have with Revel to me so that I can help you get those resolved. We can have some, things that just don't work quite right. And I'd like to make sure that you don't have too much trouble. So it's because I'm using this student view thing. So let me do student view. And now I'm in the September 1st assignment, looking at it the way I have to view it as an instructor, and I'll go into that assignment. Okay, so I want to start this programming assignment. I have already read through all the Revel material for Chapter 1. I've done the practice coding. I know what the different code snippets look like for Java, so I'm ready to do this assignment. So please make sure you're at that level of preparedness before you begin this programming project. You have already prepared, you're ready to go. Now, looking at the instructions, I see that I'm supposed to write a program that displays these 3 output lines. My class should be named exercise 01_01, and if I get a logic or runtime error, I can refer to this Pearson website to see if there's additional information available to me. Now, as you can see, I've already completed this project. Your screen is completely blank, and you have an empty code window here, which is kind of intimidating. It wants you to just start from scratch, and you can do it. Now, you can start from scratch and type in your class statement and the class name that's provided to you, and then your opening curly brace and its closing curly brace. And then we can type in that main method that I told you in that previous video is something good to memorize. And it's opening and closing curly braces. And then our system.out.println statements that we also saw in the video that introduced us to NetBeans. So this code is something that you can type from scratch here within the Revel screen with that blank empty screen. It's really good practice for you to just type without any sort of help. Or you could use NetBeans, create the project, and as we did with our Hello World project, I could make this project, programming is fun, etc. And then I could copy and paste my class, just my class, from NetBeans into Revel, and I would be able to run it. Now, I can't do that, I apologize. Since I finished it, it's like, no, you can't change it. So it won't let me change it at all, but you could copy and paste. So experiment, see how you can use the tools together to the best of your benefit. Now, Again, typing from scratch here without any sort of assistance is going to be the best way for you to really learn Java. But it can also be the most intimidating and hardest way. So be sure to use the way that works best for you. Now, if you have any questions about Revel, again, if you have any problems accessing it, please let me know. Shoot me a quick email or pop it into Discord. You probably are not the only person that's having that question or issue. So good luck. Thanks.